For the past 2 years, the Chicago School of Professional Psychology has hosted a unique event, the Crisis Intervention Training Conference.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good morning.
I am Dr. Warner. This is the second annual CIT Conference. Some of you came last year. This year we added panels so that the community could ask questions and get some questions answered or give me, advice or the community advice on what is needed out there, because you are the people who are changing things. This started from a vision I had when I used to work for Homeland Security. They asked me to do training because they had no mental health. And I learned, being in public organizations or government organizations, they don't understand mental health. They don't know what it is. And when you have people not understanding, they combat you. And when you're trying to do treatment or you're trying to help your clients and things like that. So I decided that I would make a conference where people could come and get free training anytime they wanted, but I can only do it once a year now. And eventually we're opening a Forensic Training Institute where we can do it more times a year.
The CIT Conference is revolutionary in many ways.
What kind of message does this conference send to the community? I think it sends a message that we are more than just a graduate training institution, that we are an institution that puts our beliefs into practice, that we reach the rubber to the road, if you will, when it comes to service and community.
One day, 56 sessions, over 350 attendees.
Question really, I mean, just what I said, down and dirty. You've got to get in these communities. You've got to get with the people who are in these communities doing the hardcore work, and you have to understand the culture you're dealing with. Don't bring yourself into a given besieged area thinking that you're going to jump into a middle of a war and not have a damn war plan.
How many of you are familiar with the difference between a misdemeanor, a felony, and an infraction? Does everybody know? There's not a lot of hands, so okay, a lot of people don't know.
Here in California, we have workers' comp laws that protect employees who come before the employer that say, look, I'm dealing with a lot of stress and I need to take a distress and stress leave of absence. And that is, by law, okay.
Bringing a variety of professionals together with students and faculty.
There are a host of community-based organizations, public service entities, academics that are here, and they're sharing.
We're here to learn about some really interesting partnerships and possibilities of things that we can do as a community to help homeless people that we find in our justice system and other places.
The Chicago School of Psychology is willing to open its doors to everyone so that they can receive continuing education and really be a part of the community. And I think it's great that there's no charge for it.
So this kind of gives you a simple outline of what we're going to be discussing today. I in particular will be discussing some of the reasons why individuals might join gangs, just strictly based on academic research that we've done as a group.
Some of the people that you see here today are not just community members, but they're also community members that we already have relationships with. Whether it's the Los Angeles Police Department or the deputy sheriffs, our students are already working in some of those agencies.
Who is eligible for a grant? Government organizations are eligible for grants, and that's on the state level, the local level, and the city level.
The benefits of a conference like this to the students individually and myself is the opportunity to network with individuals already in the field. And I also think it instills a sense of community within our field, that we're all working for the same goals.
There's a ton of programs, but the people have to go to the program. We need to start going to these folks. If they're in Watts, we gotta go there. If they're in Compton, we gotta go there. You can't be afraid. If you wanna do something about the problem, you have to meet it where it's at.
I think the ironic thing about working within a community setting, especially within the mental health field, is that it's really easy to become disconnected. It's really, really easy to become so embroiled, stuck within the job that you're doing, that you forget to, or you actually just don't have time to, connect with others, come to conferences, meet with people within the field.
And so if there's an openness and a willingness by clinicians, academicians, as well as those who we see are partners, to kind of engage and say, you know what, I did go to school for 25 years to get this doctorate, but I don't know everything, and that's been your life experience for the past 20-something years, so maybe you can help me learn about what the best practices are.
CIT participants took on some of the most serious economic and social issues facing us today.
There are over 224 languages spoken in Los Angeles County. Now, that's not dialects. We're talking about distinct languages.
Organizations don't have the luxury of taking you through months and months of training in many instances. And so very quickly you have to recognize that the demands are going to be great, expectations are going to be high, and if you are lucky to get into an organization that will offer some training, consider yourself fortunate.
And our incarceration rate is, I believe, 4 times greater than the greatest than Europe, which and greater than Russia, greater than China. I mean, the United States. And I wish I had this chart to show you. I mean, our incarceration rate is off the map.
Once incarcerated, and you really have they have dropped their wall, and they begin to communicate with you. They're yelling for help. You know, okay, what do I do now? Okay, you say be good. What do I do now?
How do we deal with issues that relate to persons with a mental illness? What's happened in terms of reform within the Los Angeles Police Department that deals with the Los Angeles Police Department's response and approach to dealing with individuals that suffer with the significant challenge of mental illness?
I have a client who's 19 years old, and he's looking at 265 years plus life. Can we talk?
So it's time for some new thinking. It's also time for more of a collaborative effort between researchers, academics, and law enforcement and corrections.
Seeking to inform, educate, and network with the community.
And trying to find one model to fix everything doesn't work. What needs to be done is relationships and getting away from our paradigms of just taking somebody to jail because it does nothing. Because when he gets out, he's still addicted and he still has mental health issues.
As far as the fire department is concerned, this is a commitment to us to do something before it happens. Because we see it happen way too much as firefighters and paramedics. We see the blood and the gore in the bodies way before the other agencies get there.
There are people and agencies that want to work with you or trying to increase their ability and competence and knowledge to better serve you in the community. We work for you.
So the challenge now goes to you. Knock on the door of the Los Angeles Police Department or other law enforcement agencies and find ways to help us understand how to properly deal with and respond to people in our communities that are suffering from mental illness.
In 5 to 10 years, this conference is going to be even bigger than it is, and the students in the community will have helped create that phenomenon, and it will really help the community to understand mental health, and people get treatment and the treatment that they need.
We're here for you. We are not sitting in our offices making the money trying to and ignoring the problem. We're actually in the field getting ready to get down and dirty.
The Chicago School of Professional Psychology is bringing people together to find real-world solutions.